I'm often asked how I physically feel sound. Now, obviously, it's quite a different experience when you're practically on top of the instruments, where you're the producer of the sound as opposed to being the listener or a member of the audience. But nevertheless, we can all physically feel sound. We just have to pay attention. And the idea is opening up your body like a resonating chamber. So when I strike this big bass drum, you can actually see the head vibrate. I can see it very clearly, even just by looking at it face on, but from the side, you can really, really see that. But if I put my fingernail on the drum, and I stop feeling it. So that's a long time that it's actually resonating through my fingernail or wherever you put your hand. And the idea is to really pay attention, and that's really what listening is all about. But also, if I take a stick, and very often when I hold a stick or a mallet, I almost just have my little pinky supporting the stick, so that when I actually strike something, I'm allowing the vibration of the sound to come through the shaft of the mallet. So for example, if I go closer to the edge, the vibration's much closer together. And so on and so forth. If I decided to hold the stick or mallet and kept a good old grip on it all the way through the stroke, I'm actually cancelling that vibration. Just a split second that I'm actually feeling something. So it's really up to yourself to start exploring that and deciding where you want to be in relation to the instrument. And it opens up the different possibilities in where you want to strike as well. So it's not just the sound that you want to create, it's the feeling as well. So is it a distant sound that you want? Is it a kind of vibration where you want it to be a nervous vibration or something quite open? And this all affects how you physically play and negotiate the instrument as well, and thus what the audience feels.
Children, you have already heard Evelyn explaining how she feels about music. She explains that music flows through every part of her body. It tingles in the skin, her cheekbones, and even in her hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. Now let's move to page number 20. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award, says master percussionist James Blades. God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels, far more deeply than any of us. That's why she expresses music so beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says, she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. Evelyn is a perfect example that disability cannot stop a person to achieve if he or she is determined and works hard towards it. Evelyn earned many awards and rewards. She has given enormous pleasure to millions of people. I have the word meanings here. Workaholic means a person who finds difficult to stop working. Priority means giving great importance.